bar. I think there's a list of trainings on your table that has all sorts of public benefits trainings coming up. Scott, and back in my career, I used to mentor disability SSI, SSDI cases all the time. Those were great for pro bono counsel because they're discreet. They were a single case that you rarely had to sort of leave your office. You had to go to one hearing, and you could learn how to do it in a couple hours and then just take them for life, and they had a huge impact. There are myriad ways that a lot of other people in this room you can come to get information on how more help is needed. Those individual cases, I'll just close my part by saying they always matter to me a ton at Bread for the City, and that's always been my bent. I left Bread briefly to work at a place called the National Housing Law Project, where we could be helping millions in public housing and other stuff, but I was always more interested in the quote-unquote little cases of someone who just needed some help. They just needed to get their disability or not get evicted or get something fixed. But none of those were ever little to me, and they really shouldn't be to the pro bono community or anybody else. There are people who have problems with things that a lot of people just take for granted every single day and don't worry about it. And your impact in these public benefits, they're not, they're life for a lot of these people. It's their way of getting food, it's their way of surviving with kids and everything else. And just coming in, and it seems like stupid stuff that you don't need a lawyer, but a lawyer is a whole lot more than getting up and arguing in front of people or writing a brief. But pulling a medical record for somebody and getting it in front of the agency, and then the agency going, oh, okay, yeah, you are eligible for home health care, is huge. And people are so grateful for it. Or just being able to explain why they can't get benefits. It's what I try to do in my orders, and I've had other judges who read it, they're like, well, that's all irrelevant. I'm like, yeah, I know it's not. I know it's technically irrelevant, but I want the person to know that I've heard them and try to explain why they're not getting benefits as best I can. And even that, even showing up and saying, look, I looked at everything and I'm really sorry, but here's what the rules are, and here's some other resources for you. That's all huge lawyering stuff that I essentially beg you to try to get involved in any way you can to really have an impact on people's lives.